Hi everyone. So today I'm going to give a demo on how to configure AWS metric streaming setup. So this is the page that you see right now on the screen is the tech doc page, which has all the details about what AWS metric streaming is and which all services are supported, and also has the complete details on the steps that the user needs to follow to configure the AWS metric streaming. So once the user follows all these instructions and steps, uh, the user will be able to stream the matrices directly from AWS to DXO2 with the minimum possible latency. So we have automated the setup creation for AWS metric streaming with the help of an AWS CloudFormation template. So this CloudFormation template creates all the required resources that we need for the setup to work, and those resources are Firehose, Kinesis Firehose, Data Stream, the CloudWatch metric stream, and S3 bucket, and the required AWS IAM rules. So I have copied this template in. I've already copied this template to a text file. So YML file, sorry. So this I'll be using uh, to create the setup on AWS. So I'll just move on to the AWS console now. So this is the CloudFormation dashboard, AWS CloudFormation service dashboard. So here we'll click on create stack. So once this we click on create stack, we can choose the option, choose an existing template, then upload a template file. Okay, then click on choose. Here we'll give the path where our template file is located. This is the template file. We'll select it, and then we'll click on next. Yeah, now we click. So here we can give uh, a name of the stack. Any name can be given, and these are some of the default properties or the values that we have set. So the user can change it or keep it as is and use the default properties or the names. So now the most one of the important properties that the user needs to take care of is uh, the HTTP endpoint URL. So this endpoint URL needs to be obtained from the DXO2 environment. So let's go to the environment now. So this is the home page, the welcome page of the DXO2 environment. Now we need to go to settings and scroll down to the bottom to the integrations, and then we can click on setup integration. So here we have an out-of-the-box integration with the name of AWS CloudWatch metric streaming. So here we can copy the ingestion URL from here. You can and paste it here. Okay. Now the next property is we need an access token or the access key that needs to be provided. So that also we need to obtain it from or create it from the DXO2 environment. So here you can see it says generate and manage tokens. So we can go here, click, and then we'll get the option to create an agent token, and we'll create the token from there and paste it to our settings on AWS console. It's loading. Let's give it a few seconds more. Yeah. On the top right corner, you'll see an option for new token. You can click on new token and we can give it any name here. Okay. And the type needs to be selected as agent. And then we can click on generate. Okay. Now we can copy this agent token, clicking on this, and go back to our console and replace this placeholder with the actual token here. Okay. Now this is done. Now we can click on next. Here the user can add any tags. Okay, it's optional, and rest of the properties we can user can change as per the requirements. So as of now, we'll keep it default. We'll click this checkbox and go to next. We'll verify all the properties that we have configured, and then we can click on submit. So once we click on submit, the CloudFormation template or this CloudFormation service will start creating all the resources one by one. So it approximately takes around 2 minutes for the complete uh, uh, setup for the setup to complete. So we'll just wait for that. And once the complete setup is done, uh, the metric streaming would automatically start, and the user will be able to see the matrices getting streamed um, on the XO2. Okay. Uh, so let's wait for this setup to get complete. Till then, we'll just pause the recording. Yeah. So now the stack creation is complete. So we can see which all resources have got created. So there is metric stream, there is an IAM role, then there is a Firehose, a Kinesis Firehose stream, then there is another IAM role, and there is one S3 bucket. So all this setup gets created with the template. So now if we can go to the CloudWatch console, and we can see uh, there would be a metric stream that would have been created there. So we'll see that. With that, the matrices via that stream, the matrices would be getting streamed to our uh, DXO2 environment. See, this is the metric stream which got created. So once we click on it, we'll be able to see like this is the endpoint to which the matrices would be getting streamed to. Um, this is the Firehose, which will be Firehose stream, which will be used as part of the setup. Then this is the role that will be used, and these are the list of services this stuff. This is the list of services whose matrices will be streamed. So this is how uh, a user can create the metric streaming setup using an automated deployment template, CloudFormation template. And now, if the user chooses to not use the deployment template and uh, uh, create the complete setup on its own. Then there are few configurations or the settings in the Firehose in the Firehose stream which are very important or critical for the setup to work properly. So I'll just highlight those properties which user needs to be careful of. So this is the AWS Kinesis Firehose console. So if the user is creating the Firehose stream on its own, then uh, the user will be clicking on create Firehose stream. So here the user needs to select the source as direct put. Okay, and the destinations needs to be selected as an HTTP endpoint. Okay, and here any name can be given as per the requirement. So we'll give a name here. Now here the user needs to give that endpoint that we earlier copied from the integration on DXO2. So we'll do that once again. Go to settings, scroll down to integrations, click on setup integration, copy the ingestion API from here and paste it here. Now we need to give the access key. So the access key has a format, a particular format. So here, first of all, we need to uh, type bearer, then we need to give space, and then the actual token that we will that the user will be creating from the token section here. So we did this earlier as well, right? So I'll show that once again. So here we can click on the top right corner, we can click on new agent, then you can give any name, select the type as agent, and then click on generate. Now we can copy this token, go back to the AWS console and paste it here. So here the token, the format of the token is this bearer string, then there is a space, then the actual token. Okay. Then we need to select the content encoding as gzip. Okay. We can keep this retry duration to 300, which is default. Then another important settings are these buffer hints. So to keep the minimum possible latency so that the matrices or the metric data points are delivered in almost real time to DXO2. So so for that, what we can do is we can keep the buffer size to 1, okay, and buffer interval to 0. So with this, the matrices will be delivered to the endpoint with the minimum possible latency. Now the backup settings. So here the what Firehose does is in case any delivery of any data points to the HTTP endpoint that we have given, in case it fails, then we have the option to back up all that data to an S3 bucket. So here we can select this option, failed data only, and then we can uh, select any, for example, we select this bucket, we can select the bucket, we can create a dedicated bucket for the failed data to be stored. So we can select that as per the requirement here, and then we can keep rest of the settings as default. and then click on create Firehose stream. So after this, the stream will be created, but these are the settings the user needs to be careful of. One is the source and the destination that needs to be chosen. Then this is the endpoint and how uh, where from where to copy it, and the format of the token, the content encoding, which is gzip, and then the buffer heads, and then the S3 bucket to which the failed data needs to be stored to. Yeah, so these are the important settings that I wanted to highlight. So so once this is done, the Firehose it will take a few seconds to a few minutes for the stream to be created, and then that can be used as part of the setup. So this was it about the settings uh, or the setup process. Now we can have a quick look on how the things look uh, on the DXO2. So this is how the map view topology looks right now. So we have the account node, the region node, the service type, and the the service nodes. Okay, and this view is available on the topology map section. And then if we go to a metric by inventory here, so we'll see the matrices of the resources which got streamed from the cloud. So here we can see uh, these are the matrices which got streamed. This is how the hierarchy looks. So this is the ELB, application load balancer matrices. Then, for example, we can look at the CLB as well. So these are this is what the metric hierarchy in the matrices look for the classical load balancer. So the number of matrices appearing here would depend upon the usage of the resources. So if if the resource is being used heavily and actively is being used actively, then the number of matrices would probably increase here. Yeah. So that's it from my side. Yeah. Thank you.